We are back with Modality, episode 6, baby. So we are back because we are having a special guest today, Mr. Cory Friedman. And Cory is actually someone I met through school. He's my friend and my fraternity brother. We were in the fraternity AE Pi. Wait, quote to the fraternity brother or quote to the friend?
Let's just keep this rolling.
Plead the fifth? Okay. We were part of that one Jewish fraternity, that brought Mark Zuckerberg and Wolf Blitzer and some other ones, I'm sure. I don't know. No one cares about the other ones. Anyway, so Cory recently graduated from JMU with a degree in biology and double minor in health communications and pre-medicine. He started gaming casually when he was 9, really got into competitive gaming at 12. He recently started his own clan, and he started reaching out to different spaces. So today, he's not much of a gamer as he once was since to his new full-time job, but he used to stream a bit and had over 100 followers and averaged between 50 and 75 subs. He just feels like he just ran out of time for gaming, but he enjoys it. It's his passion, and he enjoys spending time with family and friends, but also hopping on the sticks to embarrass some kids who are awful at video games. What makes you competitive at your nature, at its absolute roots, Cory? What makes you a competitive person?
So just being competitive. So I was never big into casual gaming. I mean, a ton of the games that I did play had multiplayer options. And going off that, when you play online, I never understood how people could just say I'm gonna go online and just play for fun. You're literally playing. For example, Call of Duty. Going negative, having a negative KD is. I'll explain it for you guys. I'm sure half of you guys already know. When your deaths are more than your kills, so essentially you're dying more times than you're alive. And to me, I hated that. I wanted to be alive. I wanted to be doing the onslaught instead of dying all the time. So that kind of drove me to be more competitive. Playing these games was never about losing. I didn't like losing. I felt like it was just kind of a waste of time. You play some of these matches for 15 minutes and imagine just pouring hard sweat, tears into these 15 minutes just for a loss. That it stunk. So I really got into competitive gaming, like Josh said, at a young age. Me and a couple of my neighborhood friends started our own little clan, which is how I got my gamer tag. And so I just haven't changed my gamer tag since. I think I made it when I was 12 or 13. Embarrassing, it's Rock Intensities. However, big clout with that. The clan we had was the Rock clan, because we rocked. Simply said. We played COD, Madden, Apex, later in life, obviously, because Apex came out a little bit later. But I remember going back, oh my gosh, now it's 8 or 9 years playing COD competitively. We were streaking hard. We would go to game battles.
Which CODs?
Wagers. Dude, all of them. World at War, Black Ops, COD 3. I don't even think COD 3 had a multiplayer. We would just play that, but we got tired of that fast. We really got into Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops 1 is by far the best Call of Duty game out there. Either that or World at War, just because they had zombies in that as well.
Is that up for debate, or does the community agree generally?
Hold on. Did World at War have zombies? I don't know. I think I might be.
That was the first zombies. It was the Nazi zombies.
Yeah. That's what I thought. And a lot of the community definitely rallies behind Black Ops being the best Call of Duty there is, because after that, Call of Duty Modern Warfare came out. That was also a good one. Sniping on Rust. 1v1 me on Rust with the intervention. 360 scopes, fire. That's where a lot of the beef got settled. But then after that, you just started having jetpacks and stuff like that. Cool. It's really cool. I'm glad they went futuristic, but come on, jetpacks in a Call of Duty game, kind of ridiculous. But no, that's what really made me competitive, is not wanting to lose, and also gaming with a ton of my friends. I didn't enjoy losing at all. It stunk. Like I said, you're wasting so much time just sitting there playing, and then you have a teammate just spinning in circles in this spawn. It stunk. So we got big into competitive, like I said, game battles, wager matches. We started throwing $1 on games to play kids that were either in the U.S. or even in France, in Europe, anywhere across the country. We were just trying to game, and it was really sweet. I met a lot of cool people, and it just kind of grew from that.
You mentioned names from your childhood sticking around, Rock Intensities. you mentioned that's embarrassing, but I'm the guy that still goes with Jew Brownie to this day. So I totally understand. There's a bit, I imagine emotional connection, and it also relates to the Rock clan. And so it sounds like you got what drove you initially to get better is because you enjoy games when you win. So I guess that begs the question: what makes you want to win more in games? A lot of people, some people drop games and will do something else to pass the time to feel a victory, if that makes sense. Right. So what made you further drive? Yeah.
So what really drove me to win more and be better was playing with my friends. I always wanted to be the best one out of my friends. I never wanted to be second place to my buddy, third place to my friends. When we hopped on Xbox, it was always text the group chat or text your friends and we're gaming tonight. Get ready to stay up till 2-3 in the morning. And I don't know about you guys, but being the best at something and having your friends waiting for you to get on, just so you can either carry them, play with them, or just join up with them and just absolutely murk out. It's one of the best feelings in the world when you join a party on Xbox, yes, or whatever, and all your friends go, "Oh yeah, it's time," and that's exactly what it is. That's what really drove me to be better. Is playing with my friends and wanting to carry the squad. Put them on the back, put them in the backpack, and just get as much dubs as possible.
Corey, I never understood the minds, because I kind of agree with you. There's no reason you wouldn't want to get better. I never understand. I have so many friends who they'll play the game, and I'm not going to bring up League of Legends. We talked before the podcast. I was like, Corey, I'm not going to bring up League of Legends because you said you're not a keyboard warrior. All right, bet. Understood.
Right. I will fully admit I am not a keyboard warrior.
Yep. I will say this though. Like many other games, League has a very high skill cap. So, and you can even say the same for Smash Brothers. There are even people in our fraternity. I would whip their ass and they would get genuinely salty. All right, and you've seen it happen, Corey. And I'm sure I could list some names. But when this would happen, I would genuinely be, because I'm a really nice guy. So I was like, I'm genuinely willing to spend 30 minutes a day with you and help you get better slowly. They're like, no, I don't want to get better. And I'm like, what do you mean you don't want to get better? They're like, I enjoy playing, but I don't want to take it seriously. I'm like, it's not taking it seriously. It's making you seem clearly frustrated playing, but I want you to enjoy playing. And personally, it would be mutual benefit because I'd love to have some actual competition. And then I say that out loud, and then I'd be like, shit, now they're crying. Now they're crying, whatever. But that speaking of the fraternity, when I met you fall of 2017, you started pledging the chapter, and people's eyes started getting glued to the screen when you'd play Call of Duty at the house a lot, because you would pull off you were the kind of guy to actually pull off 360 no-scopes, not just a meme or not just a metaphor. You would literally do it, and we'd be like, is that a button? What is he doing with the analog? I was mesmerized. I remember I had one of the busiest weeks of my entire college career. I had 2 job interviews. I had semester papers going on. I would walk upstairs, but I would stop because I would see you would make shots that I didn't think, shots going through terrain and shit, hitting people. I'd be like, what is it? This man's is on crack. Wait, what is going on here? So you caught people's eye there. And then tell me about how you got into shooters in particular, and then what transitioned into Fortnite, how that happened.
Yeah, of course. So like you were saying, I was definitely big on COD, and I distinctly remember, it's funny that you brought that up because, it just gave me a flashback of, the first time I picked up a controller at the fraternity house. I think somebody was playing, and they were playing on, 5 sensitivity.
I remember that.
I was, walked out of my, the womb. You got to play on high sensitivity.
Damn, that's a gamer, baby.
So first of all, how do you even do that? Second of all, why do you even do that? First of all, the reason why you do it is so you can turn on kids faster. All right, when someone's behind you, you're getting shot in the back, or you're turning corners, you're trying to clear a spot out for your friends. You don't want to be turning like this. All right, you want to be whipping around the corners. Your gun needs to be blazing hot. That's why you do it. And how you do it is by practice. You mentioned that you had talked about somebody, wanting to get better or wanting to get them better. I remember playing you for my first time, and you absolutely smacking me in Smash. Brutally smacking me. And I don't know if I was mad, but I was definitely a little butthurt. I was a little upset about it.
I'm sure you smiled it off. You're like, whatever.
I literally said, all right, run it back. We're playing again. And then throughout that week, we just kept playing and playing, and it definitely helped me get better. Later I'm sure we'll talk about this, is what can help people get better at video games. Playing kids that are significantly better than you will 100% help you get better. You're absolutely going to have an awful time. There's no way you're going to have fun getting smacked around like I did in Smash, but playing those better kids will get you better. Now back to your question. I'm sorry I kind of jumped off track there.
What transitioned to Fortnite? Yeah.
Yeah. So how I got into shooters was my neighbor. I met my neighbor like outside at night at like I don't know like 11 o'clock when I first moved into my neighborhood here, and the next day he invited me over and he was just playing Call of Duty. He was 3 years older than me, so he was more experienced with
Wait, I thought you were born and raised in New Jersey.
Yeah, I was.
Okay, so you moved to a different house?
Yeah. Like
oh,
right
okay.
across the street.
Okay.
I saw him. So how I met him is he was chasing his brother around with Nerf guns outside, shooting him with him, and I was like, that kid's pretty cool. So yeah, the next day he invited me over to his house, and I walked in. He's just playing video games, and I was like, oh sweet. Like, you know, I wasn't really big into video games, and I saw him playing Call of Duty, and I was like, what game is that? You know, within the next 2 weeks, I bought an Xbox, got Call of Duty, and just started gaming with him. So that's how I got into shooters. His name is Jake, longtime best friend. Still talk to him. He's
that's
out
awesome.
in Arizona now, doing phenomenal. So how I got into Fortnite, everybody was playing Minecraft before Fortnite, right? And so Minecraft, you have the building stuff, you have the sword, you have a bunch of journey stuff. Then Fortnite came out.
Was it Hunger Games, Minecraft?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Love that.
And so I didn't have a PC, so I couldn't really get any of those seeds or any of those mods to put on my Xbox to play Hunger Games. And if you did, it was just not the same. So then Fortnite came out, and I was like, you know what? Let's try out this game. It's free. You know, I don't really have much to lose. The building part kind of came later in the game. I just started playing as a first-person shooter, you know, even though it's all third-person.
When was this?
Oh, dude, this had to be when the game first came out, like maybe like 2016 or something like that, or maybe even 2017. No, way before that. Hold on, I'll give you an exact time.
Wasn't it like a zombie shooter game originally, like Left 4 Dead? Wasn't it the original?
Yeah, that was like a campaign.
Yeah, so it was like called Save the World or something like that. I never played that though. But yeah, so no, it was 2017. So yeah, Fortnite came out in 2017, and that's exactly when I started playing it. Now, I'm not gonna say I was better than Ninja and everybody, but I definitely started playing it before all of them. All right, let's get that clear.
Let's get that clear.
Yeah.
Fact. But no, like that's exactly how I got into shooter games, and that's how I kind of transitioned into Fortnite. Was my first couple of games on. I definitely wouldn't say I was like the best player in the world, but I was having fun. You know, I was getting kills. I was doing more stuff. I learned how to build as I progressively played. And then, again, you know, wanting to get better, I started playing with my friends. And I was a little bit worse than a couple of my buddies. They were a bit better than me at building. So I spent the next, week playing this game strictly just trying to build. And after that, it just kind of became secondhand nature, switching the building controls around so it's a little easier on the controller, turning the sensitivity up and down depending on, what I'm doing. And that's exactly how I got into Fortnite.
So it just took you a week to learn this new building mechanic that wasn't in previous games? So it took you just a week of dedicated learning?
I mean, it definitely took me a week to get very good at it, but it took me 2 days to get used to. To understand, you have to build to get good at this game, simply because you putting a wall up when somebody's shooting at you instantly changes the game, because now you have another couple of seconds to either heal, run away, do whatever you got to do. But then if you start building off that one wall, you place 2 walls, you place 3 walls, you build a staircase, and now you have height on them, and you're shooting down on them, you're at an instant advantage in record timing. And this kid's still shooting at you, not knowing what the heck is going on, and you're already 2 stories above him, just aiming straight down at him with an easy line of sight on him too.
That scares so many people off, dude. People are like, I want to be good at Fortnite, but the whole building thing. And talking earlier about not wanting to get better, it's like, no, that's just an excuse. Corey, you learned in a few days. So
it's definitely not a hard concept either. It's literally just practice. And I mean, if you're playing the game anyway, why would you not want to give yourself an edge against somebody else who's playing,
How did you feel when Fortnite started to become this cultural phenomenon in this game you've already invested so much time in? How did that make you feel?
I thought it was sick. I thought it was really sweet. That's kind of what motivated me to start my Twitch career, if we can call it that. I streamed for a little bit over a year and a half, maybe 2 years, if we're being generous. Self-promoting on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, anything that had my face on it, I would tag up my Twitch name and when I would stream. So when that blew up on Twitch, I was like, oh, dude, I'm definitely hopping on this bandwagon. And like you had mentioned in the intro, I did have a bit of a following. I had a lot of subscribers. A few of them were AEPI brothers from either out of our state or in our fraternity, which was sick. Most of them were alumni, they were seeing what I was doing. They were happy with what I was doing. And then some of them even donated me a couple $2 too. So it was just really nice.
How you Don stream?
Hey, how you Don? Oh man, those were all good times too. You know, the catch lines are serious stuff. You know, that's how you get people invested. Just being a good content creator in general. You know, nowadays you don't even need to be playing games to have hundreds of thousands of people following you. You know, just for example, you know, Twitch, they have a whole nother option now just for talking, and that always has around 400,000 people just chilling, listening to their favorite streamer just talk about absolute nonsense. So like it's crazy, honestly. You know, it's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I can't imagine growing up in any generation before this because the ability to spread content is unparalleled, and the fact you could be a 13-year-old kid on YouTube could get paid more than like a full-time TV star like 50 years ago. Pretty insane, especially just playing games. Now,
example of that now is like that 12-year-old. There's a 12-year-old who just got signed by FaZe Clan for playing Call of Duty, and he streams all the time now. 12 years old.
What's his name?
I couldn't tell you his name, but I mean, I'm sure you could find it if you Googled it. I mean, the kid streams all the time. Like, it's absolutely nuts. It was like one of like the youngest like contracted players FaZe has sent a contract to, and just in general the youngest contract player ever. So I mean, just going off what you said, like the fact that it like a toddler practically could make more money than a grown man, movie athlete, anything is absurd to me. But I love it. You know, I absolutely love it. I think it's awesome.
you were able to play Fortnite with someone pretty notable in the EDM community, RiotTen. How did that happen? How did that fruit come into fruition? You played with RiotTen.
So, dude, that is a great story. The first day that had happened, I was playing Fortnite with one of my friends from Arizona, and he had mentioned that he went to a live show, and I was like, oh, sweet. So I'm big into EDM. I love EDM. I think it's awesome. I think more people should get into it.
Facts.
You know, it's just a great community, and also just
where was the support when I was doing the party playlist, Cory? When I was getting roasted by everyone for putting EDM on the party. Come on, you were in the shadows though.
No comments on that. Right? So how this happened? I was playing Fortnite with one of my buddies, and he had said, "Yo, you know, we should play with this guy." And at first, I'll be honest with you, I had no idea who this guy was. All my buddy said was he's a DJ who plays sets. And at the time I met him, he was playing shows for like 100 people maybe, and they weren't big shows. And so we were like, yeah, why not? Invited him to the party. I got real close to him. It's RiotTen, you know, as you said, and we just started by playing the three of us in Fortnite. We went on to do some really cool stuff. I was gonna say what stuff we did. So yeah, his like actual name is Chris. I got real friendly with him. I stopped calling him RiotTen, I think, like after the first week of us playing. You know, we both had our notifications on. I even have his number. We would shoot each other a text to say, yo, it's game time. And mind you, this is like a pretty well-known DJ at the time. Well, actually, known in Arizona, because that's where most of his shows were. But now he's known globally. He does live shows, sold-out shows. He's headlined at Lollapalooza a few times, and also EDC America. He's had stage time with other DJs like Skrillex, just an absolute stud. And so when I met him, like I said, he was doing shows for like 100 people. Now he's doing shows for hundreds of thousands of people, and it's absolutely sick. You know, I was actually just talking to him last week, just catching up. He still plays Xbox almost every day. It's awesome.
Hey. That's awesome. JMU actually has spawned a lot of like EDM culture type people. Who's that big name that came from? He's from New York and he was in KA JMU. Do you know who that is, Cory?
No, sir.
Never mind. Damn, I was hoping you'd help my brain fart there, but man, I'm sure people could Google it if they want. But that's pretty phenomenal that you had that connection there. I'd say even like close friends of mine, you know, had shared interest of games then, but being able to have that reach to like RiotTen, and of course that happens all the time because that shared interest is growing. This is an area where not only are people who grew up with games having kids and making it more socially acceptable, but more so you have big names are more willing to talk about it, right?
Absolutely.
But I've always been interested, Cory, if you could have a dream career related to video games, what would it be? Would it just be a professional for like a squad, or would you do more so on the commentating side or entertainer?
So I mean, there's actually like a massive difference. So like in esport, like tournaments and stuff like that, there is a huge difference. You're either like an esport athlete or you're a content creator, and so like you can't be both unless you stop competing or you decide to choose one when the competition comes around. If I had to choose one, I'd definitely be a competitor first, and then, you know, later in my phenomenal gaming career, then I'd definitely become a content streamer. There's a lot less pressure being a content streamer. Of course, there's the pressure of, pumping out content, live streaming for your fans and whatnot. But there's not really much on the line in terms of letting your squad down. When you're a part of an esports team, you're playing with 3 to like 5 to 6 people, and you got to carry your own weight. You got to be good, because otherwise you're gonna lose every tournament. And like we were talking about in the beginning, I don't know who wants to lose every tournament. I'll tell you that.
You just brought up the key difference between solo esports and team esports. They are beginning to identify in their own faction now, Cory.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at, for example, Smash. That's a solo game. You don't have to rely on your teammates for that. So it's really up to your own motivation on how far you want to take it. Committing to a team, they need to see that mutual committing. And there's a lot of drama around that. Especially for league teams where it's like, hey, our jungler sucks, right? Like, he's trash, but how are we going to tell him? And how are we going to tell him that we don't want him on the team anymore, right? So that there's a lot of pressure there. And did you say that you wanted to be, you would rather be a content creator? Would you want to be like more informational, like help people get better, or would you just be like kind of more of a personality?
Yeah, I said at first I'd definitely be an esports competitor, and then like later in my career, definitely
you would kind of calm down on that.
I think like in general, I would just be gaming. I just be gaming, casually gaming. I mean, there really is no casually gaming for me, but like not much, like no tournaments. Just hopping on to play MLB for a game or two, like some ranked games on that, or playing COD with my friends. Just getting some games in on Warzone or something like that. I mean, I wouldn't mind, if someone were to be like, hey, like, how do I get better? Yeah, I would have no problem telling people how to get better. And like I said, we could definitely talk about that later for sure. I mean, helping people in this community is not only helped me out, but it also just grows, the positive side of this. I mean, of course, there's a toxic side. You beat somebody, they get upset about it, the trash talk. It's all part of the game.
I love the trash talk, man.
Exactly. Everybody loves it. That's what you're signing up for. I mean, you're playing kids across the country. You're playing kids in different countries. Like, everybody's different. No one is ever always going to love the way you play and how you play. So it's just a great community to help out. And I mean, the goal is to get everybody as good as you. That way you have competition.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get bored of the games you're playing, especially if they stop making updates and stuff like that, too.
There's definitely some Darwinism involved with that, Cory, where you have someone, if they're not willing to take a joke or if they feel inferior, then absolutely feel that way, but you're not going to make it very far. If you're not willing to. I mean, I actually was going to get into that. In terms of someone who wants to start, so usually, I talk with people who are in the space and I ask about how they, like, what advice would you give people to get involved? But in this particular conversation, it sounds like scaffolding and learning to get better at games is really hard for a lot of people. So what would be the steps to really improve your play? And you could say specifically for an FPS, but in general for any game.
Yeah, so just like, I mean, that's a perfect, like what we were talking about earlier is a perfect example of that. Like for any game, finding someone who's better than you and just talking to them, how did you get better? What gives you an edge over me? And have that person explain, what you're lacking on. Sometimes it's your movement, sometimes it's your hand-eye coordination, depending on the game you play. And just in general, it's your lack of playtime. The lack of playtime is a significant hindrance to most of the people just starting to play games and wanting to get better. You have somebody that wants to drop, a 5 KD in a Call of Duty game. That's not going to happen at the first game you hop on. That's going to take some time. So the first step is to really take it seriously. You want to get better at a game, take it seriously. Give yourself some time to play the game. Second, focus on what you're bad at. For this example, we'll talk about first-person shooters. If you're bad at sniping, grind sniping for like an hour. You'll get better. Just small stuff like that will really help you overall, because when you're running around gunning people down, you run out of ammo and you got to pick up a gun. And, I hope it's not a sniper, but if it is a sniper, you got to be able to use that sniper efficiently. But just in general, the biggest thing for me that helped me get better was finding kids that were better than me and just playing against them, really elevating how I play. By playing kids who are better than you, you'll learn new things. If you spam the buttons on Smash, you'll learn to not do that because the kid you're playing won't come at you every single time. They'll wait for you to come to them, and then they'll just smack you across the map.
Zero to death you, yeah.
Exactly. And, like, a prime example is that when we first started playing Smash, I never used grabs. You would grab me every 30 seconds and just toss me back. I'd run right up to you, toss me back again. So just learning these small tips and tricks while you're playing kids that are better than you won't just make you better, but it'll make you better than the kids you're playing, because you'll learn the things that they're doing, and they'll be comfortable doing them to you because they've been doing them to you for however many games you've played. So that would definitely be a major step, is just playing kids that are better than you. And the second step to follow that would just be getting some serious playtime in, really grinding these games you want to get better at. Other than that, I really don't think there's much you can do to get better, other than, maybe buying a $400 remote, getting a better headset.
$400 coach.
Stuff. I mean, dude, honestly, the fact that you could actually be like an esports coach is utterly ridiculous. I mean, literally ridiculous.
I made a few hundred bucks on it.
But what got me really good at some of the newer games I'm playing is just watching them on Twitch. Watching other streamers play these games, you'll learn what they do, and if you can repeat what they do, you'll have the same outcome. So it's really just it's three things. Ready? Practice, finding kids that are better than you, and just putting some serious time into it. Because practicing for 5 to 10 minutes in 1 to 2 matches isn't going to do much for you. It'll get you comfortable with what you're doing, but you'll never learn anything new. So those would be my three big things.
Keep in mind, I think a big reason why people are into, because the esports coaching scene is growing, I will say that. And I don't think it's that people are getting worse. I think there's this, so you could call it artificial. I really think that people like being told what to do from someone who's better. People will listen to someone who's better and call it a confidence thing. It might even be a confidence thing, but this coaching effectiveness usually works. But that's because I do want to bring up a point you made. So you said playing a lot. First of all, I agree that quantity is a big issue. I recommend everyone, this isn't just about games, but in general, I usually don't recommend self-help books. And I think a lot of the time they're just about the guy writing for his ego. But there's one that's pretty great. It's called the 10X Rule. The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. And this is essentially, it follows the principle of, in life, you either have to be lucky or work really fucking hard at something specifically. And he pretty much covers, all right, so you're not the lucky 1%, here's how you do things. Quantity first, and if it feels like too much, do more. And for gaming, sure, you have to measure whether this is realistic for you, on whether this is healthy or not. But in reality, if you're looking to improve, make it effortful. I think that's something you should touch on, Cory, is like effortful gameplay. Like you said, the sniper thing, for example. You don't want to just play games. Honestly, I've seen people stay the same rank in games for years because they play a lot. They're like, I play a lot, Josh. I play every day. Yeah, and then what's the purpose of your gameplay? To play, have fun. Are you going to practice? Are you going to make any objectives for yourself? Nope. Okay. That's the 10X rule. But I do have not a contrasting opinion, but this is devil's advocate, Cory. So you said to play kids and get smacked. And I totally agree that can give you a wake-up call if you get your ass smacked too. If I touch the game controller and you shrivel away, Cory, that usually happens. Yeah, that's how it goes. But when it comes to a lot of people's experiences, I believe, by the way, I have a psychology degree, so everything I'm saying is valid, and I'm right and wrong. Okay, so this is the one use. this is the one use of my JMU psych degree, so I'm gonna make the most of it. There is a concept of scaffolding when it comes to learning, meaning you learn best when you're playing against someone who's slightly worse than you or slightly better. No extremes, because extremes, there's going to be many factors that create noise. But when it's really close together, you actually have those building blocks. But it really depends on the situation. But that's something certainly to keep in mind.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. And it also depends on the person too, because like we were talking about, you would smack the crap out of me when we first started playing. Like you can undoubtedly say you were much, much better than me when we first started playing. Like there was no slight difference. Like it was S tier, and then there was like Z tier, and I was Z tier. Like that's the major difference. Z, by the way, Z is not even a tier. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Exactly. But then as we started playing, I'm the type of person that doesn't like to lose. I progressively got better. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm better than you now, but I'm saying it would be a much different. And so I agree with your scaffolding comment 100%. It is very annoying getting smacked around in video games all day, and that's primarily a reason why I'm not a keyboard warrior. I tried playing on the keyboard a few times, and not only was it just more of a nuisance for me, you know, playing with the keys, individual keys instead of a remote, but it was just I was so outmatched in every game I played. I just was not having fun. I mean, granted, you know, I never really played for more than like an hour on PC, but it just, to me, I was more comfortable with a controller in my hands. You know, give me a PS4 controller, I'll do the same amount of damage I would with an Xbox controller. And so me being bad on computer really drove me to be better with a controller. And so I knew I would never be a PC gamer. I mean, I stand by that. I'll never do it just because I just don't have the time to relearn all my skills. And also, it'll just save me the embarrassment of going like 0-40 in any game I play. And so that's why I got so much better on Xbox and PS4 is because I didn't really have to worry about jumping on PC because I would never get tired of smacking kids that were worse than me, you know?
Remind me not to post this podcast on r/PC Master Race. We can't do that. That can't happen here. But my question to you, Cory, is really when it comes to really someone starting a career, a lot of times, and especially in our position, Cory, you know, we were only a year apart, and especially now you're entering your full-time position. You know, you're in orthopedic sales, right?
Yeah, I'm an orthopedic sales associate.
So is this a position where that rewards more time dedicated to it? Do you like paid on commission, or how does that work?
Yeah, I'm under contract, so I get paid a salary at the end of the year, and I'm getting paid monthly. So my salary my monthly payments will equal my salary at the end of the year, so I don't get paid by the hour.
The reality is people tend to not dive into their passion because they enter a fulfilling career. However, this career becomes more enticing. Like Cory, as you would imagine, if you were to stay on this path, you will likely have to dedicate more time as you go up the corporate ladder or whatever. So how does one typically determine if they feel like they have a passion with like competitive games and esports? Where is usually the line to draw, especially if they're not making progress?
But yeah, that's a really great question, and that's like primarily one of the reasons I had stopped streaming is because like I just realized that I don't have the money to just game all day. You know, I needed to find a source of income that was significantly higher than my Twitch career, and so that's what drove me to getting a job and also in the future going to medical school. Is I need a backup plan. There are people that I know who have quit their jobs and just become full-time streamers and are doing okay. Not great, but just okay. And like I'm with that. You know, you should follow your dreams. Those kids are much luckier than me in it that they have more income than I do, and they had more income, you know, from whatever it was. They're very lucky. We call those the lucky ones, you know. If I had a bigger source of income when I was in college, you know, maybe having a job in college, and when I was streaming, I probably would continue streaming or would have continued streaming. However, I didn't want to work in college. I don't know anybody who does want to work in college. I enjoyed, you know, my late nights playing games and getting absolutely, you know, wild with my friends.
And fully sober and no substance of any kind.
Yeah, fully sober, no substance. You know, we're all against that. You know, everybody goes to AA meetings a few times. You know, just to support their friends.
We never needed AA because we didn't know what alcohol tasted like, Cory. We were under 21.
I would go to support my friends. You know, I'm a people person.
Oh, you would support your friends who happen to taste it once, right?
Of course. No, but I don't know. You know, it's a very different world we live in now, and if you really are serious about getting into streaming or career in gaming, just spend some time with it, you know? Really sit down and think about, can you do this long term? You know, do you see yourself being successful, which is very hard nowadays because like we were talking about, you know, there's people just chatting, have 90,000 something people in their chat. That, to me, that's crazy. Like, I don't know what the heck those 90,000 people are doing with their lives that they're just going to sit and listen to this dude eat a bag of chips or something like that. Like, I don't know. I think that's crazy. However, I could see the enjoyment out of it if that dude is talking about, you know, life lessons, you know, something motivational or something like that. So nowadays, like you were saying before, there's so many outlets for these people to become popular and become well-watched. And I fully support that. And if you're really good at something, hone your craft. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Work at it until you're the best at it. And so I think nowadays it is much easier to gain a big following, but you just got to work at it. And that would be my little word of advice is if you're serious about getting into it, work at it. Give your absolute all. And, you know, don't worry about the results. Do it for you. Because at first, you know, if you don't blow up, it's going to be hard to blow up anyway with the amount of content that's coming out from anybody. don't give up on it. You know, keep doing it, keep pumping it out. You know, keep making those YouTube videos, keep blowing up your Instagram feeds, your Snapchat feeds, keep bothering all your friends to subscribe. You know, everybody's got an Amazon Prime. It's a free subscription on Twitch. Just gonna drop it in there.
I didn't think about that.
It's a free subscribe, you know, for a month, and it's renewable. So that right there, you have 5 friends that have Amazon Primes. You make $20 off that alone. So I mean, think about it logistically and also in reality. You know, is this something that can feasibly happen for you? Yeah, absolutely. As long as you give it the time.
Well, I just learned that Corey is going to subscribe to my Twitch after this podcast is over. That is a really fun fact. But also, more importantly, that is actually really good advice. That really hits close home to me, because what I tell people and what I believe is true is, if you want to get into streaming or any type of gaming hobby that creates not even income, just some type of opportunities, give it a year. And give it a year, but be flexible during that year, because that can change. Like, honestly, I feel like a year, especially anyone in their 20s or even 30s, a year is nothing in the macro. So why not dedicate a whole year to this and mix things around? Don't be scared. You know, I have so many friends, for example, like with TikTok, right? Say what you will about TikTok, but it's the biggest organic growth platform. Yeah, no, it's corny, it's cheesy, but right now, Corey, it's the only organic growth platform, meaning that... Yeah, so like 10 years ago, you can post something on Facebook, it can go viral pretty easy, so that was a good organic growth platform. However, now everything is regulated with ads, where Twitter's an exception though, because Twitter's still pretty good about that, but right. TikTok is way easier because you won't need a following. You could have 0 followers, post something that resonates with a lot of people, and get like 1,000 million views. So my point there is, like, really do experimentation and see what different platforms work, and especially in this space where it's so easy to give up. But that was really valuable advice, Corey. I think a lot of people, whether it's 2 viewers listening to this or 200, I think there's going to be a lot of value there. And I really appreciate that time to put in actual meaning in your words. It really means a lot to me. Now to jump into a more lighter subject, we're gonna throw EJ. What time is it, EJ? Wait, I can't hear you. What time is it, EJ?
Oh, I think it's kind of like I'm even like a storm right now. Just like some.
Wait, there's a lot of storm. Wait, are you sure? My AC is
around.
What?
Like all across the East Coast, it's just thunder, just lightning. You know?
No, well, Corey, you're in the North Jersey, New Jersey Shore area. Okay, we're over here where it's really awesome in the DMV, where people actually matter. So. So we're starting the lightning round, okay? But this,
the lightning round.
And here's the problem, Corey. And you can quit now. You can leave the call. Like, you don't have to handle this, okay?
I could quit.
Well, you shouldn't.
How long have you known me? Have I ever quit at anything? Come on now.
That's not that's not what your girlfriend said at one point. I'm joking. I'm totally joking.
His girlfriend.
I don't know. But we're gonna shoot you with some real hitters. And EJ, I think there was a one you asked last podcast. I think you should ask Corey, and you know what one I'm thinking of.
I legitimately have no clue which one you're talking about.
It had to do with Fortnite. Okay.
Yeah.
It had to do with Fortnite.
Okay. So, hear me out. You matched with somebody on Tinder, yeah? Okay. You guys are talking. It's going good. It's not great, but like there might be something here, yeah? You're going on your first date with this person from Tinder. What, like, little mini area from like a Fortnite map would you take them to?
Yeah, what town in Fortnite?
Lake, the tilted towers. Where are you dropping? Where are you going?
Where are you dropping?
Oh man, like what? You gotta give me what map are we at? Like, do you know how many?
All of them.
All right. Yeah. Whatever's easiest.
Well, I mean, you gotta give me one.
All right. The default current map. Sure.
We can't do a default current map.
Yeah,
I don't know.
All right. EJ, how about the OG from June 2018? That map.
June 20. Oh.
We're talking season 1.
Sure. Season one.
Season 1. Going Greasy Grove. Come on now.
Ooh, it's pretty.
It's all about Grove. That used to be the spot. You know how many houses there were? You got that burger shop there. Come on now. You gotta go to be.
That's true.
Grove. You gotta be going to Greasy Grove.
You're gonna get our value there. That's where you're gonna get our value.
100%.
Value City. Is there a show you're binging on Netflix or Hulu right now you recommend people?
Dude, I unfortunately finished all of my good shows that I was watching. What was the last show I watched? Oh, dude. So, like, I'm a little bit into anime. It's not a big thing. Anime does kind of slap, all right? Let's be honest here.
Wow, I didn't know that about you, Corey. I actually didn't.
Oh, 100%. But the last show I was watching was Black Clover. That was an anime show. But the last actual like feasible reality show, which was not reality TV, was Sneaky Pete. Sneaky Pete's good. It's on Amazon Prime. I highly recommend watching that. It's a very huge show. This dude gets out of a jail. I'll give you a little synopsis real quick.
Okay.
Synopsis. Excuse me.
Okay.
He has a cellmate, and the cellmate tells this guy all about his life. The guy gets out of jail, and essentially assumes that dude's life. And I'll leave it at that. It's just an
That's
absolute
insane.
great show. Completely nuts. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think there's only 3 seasons right now, and I'm waiting for more seasons to come out.
Goddamn. Okay. Okay.
Highly recommend watching that, boys, if you haven't. It's really good.
Okay. Hold on. I got a question. I gotta know. Okay. You're playing Black Ops Zombies, yeah? Okay. You're on the map with Nixon. Your homie just locked in Nixon. Who are you picking next? Are you picking JFK or are you picking Castro?
The real questions.
Ooh. It's got to be either JFK or Castro. I mean,
Of course.
I mean, if I had to choose one, JFK.
Okay.
However, the Castro voice tracks that is in that game, phenomenal.
It is psychotic,
Absolutely
dude.
phenomenal.
It is insane.
Yeah, it's great. So, but no, I'd have to go JFK strictly for the U.S. patriotic reasons. Now, come on now.
That's fair.
Best campaign in Call of Duty. All the games.
Oh shoot. Dude, that's such a hard question, man. Either World at War or the original Call of Duty Modern Warfare, 100%. World at War strictly for when you're storming the beaches and you do the glitch and or the mod in the map where you get the ray gun in the campaign mode. I don't know if you guys are hip to that, but you can get the ray gun in the campaign mode, which is absolutely sick in World at War. It's on the beach. You have to do some crouch stuff, jump stuff. Phenomenal. And Call of Duty Modern Warfare, when you're sneaking through the bush. Oh, wait, no, that's COD 4. Oh, my goodness. Forget Call of Duty Modern Warfare. COD 4. When you're sneaking through the bushes, healing up, going super, super ninja. That is sick. That's got to be another favorite for me.
Wow. What about Modern Warfare 2? How did you feel about that one?
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the campaign. I was a little heartbroken towards the end, which I know we all know why. But I'm glad it happened. Not where we got lit on fire, but the throwing knife at the end.
You hate to see it.
It's icing on the cake. Spoiler alert if nobody's played Modern Warfare 2. Sorry about that.
I don't think we're gonna crush any dreams there. Well, was that your question, EJ?
Was that your question?
No, you asked about Modern Warfare 2.
I did. Do you have a question?
Yes. What's your opinion on Kanye West?
Ooh.
I think he's good. I like Kanye West. Don't really have a problem with him. I think he takes too long to drop his albums.
That's true.
His last album was good. I wouldn't say it was awesome. He gets a lot of hype, but that's because everybody rides him like aggressively for no reason. He does make good music, but it's not the best music I've ever heard. I think he's definitely one of the best at mixing his beats and producing music. Rapping has significantly fallen off, I think. Unless he does something amazing in Donda to make me, backtrack my thoughts.
Okay, that's fair. That's a fair response. Okay, this is an open question for anyone, but have you guys ever made somebody rage to the point where they just break shit? They just spike a controller, they just punch a wall. You guys ever...
Wait, is Cory, was that you with... Here, you say it, if we're thinking about the same thing.
You go first.
Well, so... God knows how many times I've done that through, League and like online games of random kids online because I'm just naturally skilled. It's in my DNA. I think it's embedded in my DNA. I'm just naturally good. I'm sorry, guys. I try to be bad. I try to handicap myself by blindfolding, getting drunk. It never works. So
it doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, Cory's seen me on like 4 drugs.
I started playing with my feet, and I'm still cracked. It's insane.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Exactly. But in terms of myself, that was more so my childhood. Just smoking kids when like they don't even know how to walk yet is when that really happened. But Cory, I'm curious. There was someone in our chapter who raged at games, but I wasn't sure if it was you that caused it. Can you clarify? Because I think you know.
Yes. Yeah. So that was a good example of what I was bringing up. Just like a live in-person example. This person will not be named for character stability's sake. But we had played multiple games, Madden, NBA. NBA is the game that really did it for him.
Yes, it is the story. Yes.
You know, we were playing the game, and I had watched him brutally beat down one of my other pledge brothers, who he made play against him while looking through a window. So like, or looking at the reflection of a window. So like, he made my pledge brother turn around, you know, facing his back towards the TV and using the window's reflection to play. I don't know if anybody's done that, but that's got to be impossible to do, if not extremely hard. And I had noticed this, and I said, all right, this is ridiculous. So I decided to play him next, and I told him he could pick any team he wants, and he can pick my team. I believe he picked the Golden State Warriors, and he gave me either the Pistons and or the Timberwolves before they were. I believe this was like 2K19 or maybe 2K18. I think it was 18. So this was prime Golden State Warriors, and this was not prime Pistons or Timberwolves. And I remember beating him by 21 within the first quarter. I remember him smacking the controller on the table, quitting the game, and then asking for a rematch. Except this time, I had to give him a 10-point advantage. After that was blown within the second quarter, he, I believe, if I remember this correctly, threw the remote, breaking one of the joysticks.
It broke.
Picked up his PS4 and or Xbox, can't remember which one it was, and then brought it up to his room and did not come back downstairs.
That is cool as fuck.
There are experiences of that, and they are phenomenal. There's literally not a better feeling because you're just left not only speechless, but just laughing because you just embarrassed this
Well, it's
kid.
redemption. I mean, it's karma. It's strictly karma. And the best part is he did the same thing like later that year, except literally these girls, I'm not making this up. These Girl Scouts bring like these fresh cookies on a plate. They're like doing this fundraiser, and we buy the cookies. And there's this whole stack of cookies sitting on the table, and then he rages at something else, and he flips the cookies over. I'm like, you're really having some casualties here, man. It's getting really personal now. Like when Samoas are involved, you gotta relax. Oh my god.
Samoas.
It was all of them, EJ. It was like an assortment, like a handcrafted assortment. So don't be bad at games, folks. It's not good for you.
That is diabolical.
I'll definitely end with this comment though. The best is when you're playing Warzone and you'll have, or any game that gives you like little spurts of like in-game commentary when you're either close to an enemy team or like you just eliminate an enemy team. There's nothing better than squad wiping an entire team and then just hearing them bash their remote on something, and you could hear it. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever seen videos of it, but there's even streamers that'll play video games on, you know, COD, and you'll hear the keyboard keys blowing off the keyboard after they slam it. It is just the best.
I love that.
Amazing.
I love compilations like that. I think, Corey, if you're on the podcast again sometime, we should do like a reaction video to like rage videos and like cringe moments like that.
Yeah,
shit.
That'd be sweet.
That'd be awesome.
Well, I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
And feel free to use this question in your future podcast.
Okay.
If you had to choose one video game, okay, it's a two-parter.
Okay.
One video game to impress a girl, what video game would that be?
Sonic Adventure 2.
And it has nothing to do with your skill. Like, you are not playing it for her. You're strictly just saying, this is the game.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Okay. And so are they playing the game or
they're watching, right?
Are they just watching gameplay?
This girl says to you, I need you to tell me the best game there is.
The best game.
One game.
The game to get you laid.
Yep, the game to get you laid.
Sonic Adventure 2. Because at the first minute you boot up the game, you see a helicopter, and then they're talking about capturing this hedgehog. And then a few seconds later, you see the said hedgehog escape from the helicopter, taking parts of the helicopter apart, turning it into a skateboard, then doing a 720 flip in the air over and over again, screaming, "Yeah!" And then that same hedgehog landing perfectly on the cement as he skates down the streets on the stolen part of a helicopter as rock music plays in the background.
That doesn't also a very attractive hedgehog.
Clearly use this game to get laid, as we can tell.
I'm a case study for this game. Okay.
I legitimately think there's no video game that will get you laid.
Really?
Yes,
What?
I think that maybe if you like showed up and you're like insanely good at like a rhythm game, that could be impressive. Like you're at like a Dave & Buster's and then you just fucking destroy like a Guitar Hero.
Okay.
That
I mean,
that could be
Guitar Hero
something.
is a video game. I mean, that's.
Let's
a
be
valid
fair.
video.
Guitar Hero in its peak in like 2007, 2008, that was clout. That was a clout
Yeah,
game.
I think also
Absolutely, Guitar
DDR.
Hero and Rock Band, phenomenal.
I think that most arcade games that you can get really good at, actually, I think would be a very good choice.
Well, EJ, I agree to an extent about most games not being helpful in that department, but I will say, depends on culture. Like in South Korea, like esports are huge, like StarCraft and League. There's even restaurants that give you discounts if you're in certain ranks. Dota, yeah. So there's it's culture dependent, but I'd say it's not going to be your. Besides Sonic Adventure 2, of course, there's no clear answer to this, you know.
Okay,
my
second
God.
part of the question.
Okay.
If you could only play one game for the rest of your life, what game would it be? And why?
That's the tough one, dude.
Smash.
It's a,
Smash.
You cannot play any other game. It has to be that.
I'm getting people to play with, right? Like friends.
Yeah, sure, why not? Yeah, sure, why not?
it's a toss up between Melee and Final Fantasy 14. Honestly, at this point, I'll say it.
Final Fantasy is a great game.
Well, MMOs are a great choice because they're constantly updated and like you're constantly doing stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like any competitive game, you gotta be careful with that because you can get real tired of Smash. If you play all.
Oh
day.
yeah.
That is a good question. We might steal that from you and not give you any like rights or loyalties.
It's all right.
Sure.
I don't trademark it. It's okay.
Well, so I got 2 more questions. EJ, do you have 2 more questions?
Let me
Wait, Josh, you got to answer the question.
Yeah, Josh, you didn't answer
Wait.
the goddamn question.
What was the question again?
If you
Okay.
could only play
Oh,
one
Smash Ultimate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really, Ultimate.
Yeah, I started second guessing it, but I'm like, I mean,
Wow.
let's think about it. Like, what other games are you gonna get that much value from?
But what if they had like a new Smash game and then Ultimate just dies?
Shit. Okay. Next question.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Maybe I need to. There it goes. But pineapple on pizza? Question mark.
No. Next question.
Good.
Thank God. All right.
Okay.
EJ.
Does it make you feel better or worse after winning, knowing that somebody else lost? Like, do you prefer winning when there's a loser?
Is it like a satisfying win, or is it just like ridiculously easy?
It's not a stomp. It was like you were probably gonna win, but you weren't sure, but you did pull it out.
And then yeah, absolutely, I feel much better. I don't care.
Okay.
You're a loser. You're a loser. I'm sorry. People are born
That's
to
true.
win. People are born to lose. Some people got it. Some people wish they had it. You know. A
That's
prime
true.
example, I used to play with my roommate. We were talking about this earlier. You know, I beat him 101-0 in a Madden football game with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Did I feel good about it? Absolutely not. However, did I laugh about it?
Yep.
Oh yeah, dude, 101 in a Madden game. That's ridiculous.
Get destroyed.
You would be a
Absolutely.
worse. Yeah, you would be a worse friend if you were holding back your skill. It'd be dishonest.
Exactly. You know, why
That's
would
true.
you want to go easy on your friends?
Yeah, and they can tell they're not stupid. You know, you got smart friends.
If you ever have a friend to tell you to go easy on them, they've got some ego daddy issues at home. They have some problems of their own. They need
That's
to
true.
figure
You'd be
out.
doing them a favor, actually, just to put their face on the dirt.
Exactly, 100%. I mean, that's how you get better. We talked about that. That's how you get better.
Mm.
Get smacked. Get smacked.
Yeah.
That inner drive to get better. Keep playing until you're doing the smacking. That's it.
Exactly. Do you have one last question, EJ, before I top it off?
Yeah. How much for a kidney? I'm looking for some kidneys, and how much are you charging? Actually, is my question.
Which kidney? Your right or left kidney?
Left kidney.
Left kidney?
Yeah.
Let's see
Mine
what
has stones.
Wait, don't do any. Hey, don't be looking at prices, Corey. Give him an honest deal here.
I was literally just about to click enter.
Just top your head.
I don't want to undersell myself here, but if I had to give you a left kidney, right?
Yeah.
We're talking like proper surgical like transfer
yeah.
product, not just like sword in my side and just all right, here you go.
Yeah.
Dude,
This
I'd
is
go
not a
500.
tag alley. 500K.
Hey,
500K.
That. Oh my God, that is steep.
hey man, my kidneys are prime resources, bro.
You like your kidneys too goddamn much. I'll say that much.
Sure. That's what keep me pumping.
I want you to have never had a single drop of alcohol in your life for 500K kidneys. Are you kidding me? Oh my
man,
God.
man, not this guy. I never drink. Right here.
Okay.
So you're perfect on that.
Facts.
That's true.
Well-
Okay, yeah.
Well, before our last question, we are going to go over. So I put together. I asked Corey. He was very nice to tag along a tier list of Mario Party 3 characters. All right. So clearly, this is a very political topic. I know I said I'd never talk politics on the show, but this is very political.
Oh my God.
Can you guys see it first of all?
Yeah.
It just says watch stream for me. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You see it?
What the fuck is that
Awesome.
list?
So this
Who
is
made that
so
goddamn
we're gonna go in order. I'm gonna say whose it is. All right, hey, let's slow down.
Gotta be Josh.
Let's slow down. Let's slow down here. Let's not point fingers. Let's not point fingers and say whose list is awfully whose. Okay. First of all, this is mine. This is EJ's, and this is Cory's. So first we're gonna let's look at mine first. Okay. So can I just defend one decision real quick?
Okay.
DK is top S tier almost all the time.
No.
Obviously Yoshi's the best, but the reason why DK is second in the S tier is because he is the most disrespectful character to win with. He's a literal monkey thing, and you're gonna destroy them with like your high IQ because you're destroying them with a monkey. Everyone else is human, so of course you would assume they'd be decent, right? And Luigi's absolutely garbage trash. He's a worse Mario. Don't ever touch Luigi. All right.
Absolutely, I agree. 100%.
Oh my.
Well, I mean, not everything else makes sense to you guys, right?
No, I don't know why you have Waluigi in A tier. That's just mind-boggling.
Why do you have Yoshi?
Wait, why does Waluigi not make sense in A tier?
This is just a disgusting list.
Why does Waluigi?
How are you gonna answer my question with a question?
Yeah.
No, I'm not answering your question with a question. I'm picking your brain so I can tell you better.
Oh my gosh, Josh.
You literally just answered my question with a question. I asked you why is he A tier, and you said why wouldn't he be?
Waluigi's iconic, but he can't beat Yoshi and DK. That's why. Is that fair?
So why not D tier?
D tier? Why would he be D tier?
Yeah, dude. Actually, that.
Wait, what?
Imagine looking at that thing.
Oh my god.
Exactly. Reactions
Yeah.
like yours are why expectations are so low, and then Waluigi destroys and whips butt, man. Like,
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
He's a sleeper. So you're saying he's a sleeper? I'll give you that. I'll give you he's a sleeper.
He's
Dark horse.
he's a sleeper, and he's the most requested character for Smash Bros. For like 5 years straight. That's kind of baller
No,
status.
that's not true.
That's
Dude,
baller.
wait. Let's touch on that. Why do you think that's true? Is it because there's already a Mario, Luigi, and Wario?
I've been on the internet once. That's why I know
No.
that's true. Go to
No.
any like.
Waluigi fucking sucks. He's a bad pick.
You could say he's a
I
bad
agree.
pick, but the consensus, no, I agree. But he's the most requested of all characters, though. Like generally.
Yeah, from like 7-year-olds. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's the Smash player base is pretty young.
now we can't post this in the Reddit Smash Bros. Oh, there it goes.
Now we're disqualified from all the Reddits now. All right, well, you know what? Enough about me. Okay, EJ, what the hell? Why is he S tier?
objective?
Why is he S tier though?
Mine is objective. Oh my god.
First, there's just so many things wrong with this. I mean, there's so many things wrong with this. First of all, you have the best characters in the bottom tier. Do you realize that S is supposed to be the best tier? You know that, right?
You guys are psychotic. You guys are insane. No, dude, Donkey Kong, let me explain Donkey Kong. Ape-man creature, unworthy of life, okay? Like,
He has a child.
Whoa, he's the leader of the DK crew, my guy.
dude, fucking, I can't stand Donkey Kong. I can't get into this. It's just, I hate seeing him on my screen. It's disrespectful for him to eat. He has a tie on, no clothes. He's naked. What do you mean?
Corey, is it
Yoshi
just me?
there?
Corey, is it just me? Hold on, EJ, can you deafen yourself for a second? I have to tell Corey something.
Yeah.
All right, are you deafened? Corey, is it just me or is he mad jealous of DK?
I'll be honest with you. I think it's a little crazy.
I mean, he's,
I also think he just made it backwards. Maybe he realized
Yeah.
that D was the best tier and S was the worst tier.
Yeah.
Look at it makes a lot of sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense. And to be truthful, I got to give him the benefit of the doubt because, you know, DK could be like a father figure to him and he's really resentful of that kind of stuff, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel
So
that.
we have to be calm on him. Let's be gentle on him, okay?
Okay.
All right, EJ, you can undeafen yourself now.
Yeah, okay, so like I was saying, the Yacht
Yeah.
dude, baby character. You need to be eating your controller and accidentally hover over him and then just bite down on the A button to pick this character. That's the only circumstance you can pick Yoshi. You just need to slobber onto him. It's disgusting.
Whoa.
Terrible, disgusting pick.
Hey man, who doesn't like to get sucked?
That, oh!
Oh, let me just get sucked off by a fucking dinosaur. No, thank you.
It's a little different, all right. The Mario universe is different than the real universe. Wow, what a shocker. Okay, the only thing I'm angry about politically is Wario being an A tier. That means you're a big hungry capitalist. Okay.
Yeah, we take it. We take a libertarian Mario.
All right, but you know, Corey, I think it's time that we give you a little attention here because I'm gonna be completely honest. I will say this: I'm going to give Corey one benefit here, and that is that there's an iconic pairing here at the S tier, the two originals, right? And you got the 2 original characters. Now, Waluigi in D tier, this makes me actually sick to my stomach. I might be a little queasy here.
That's actually really
Besides saying you ugly, what's another reason why he's D tier?
Alright. So in any other video game, whether it is Mario Party, Melee, which he's not even involved in,
That's true.
the baseball game that they had come out with, he is utterly useless. And not only is he useless, he's just awful to look at. His look is terrible. I mean, honestly, there really isn't anything great about him other than the fact that a bunch of 7-year-olds want him in the Smash game.
That is a point against him, I will admit.
Sorry, like that's really it.
I'll be honest, when you put it like that, I think this character might just be one big joke.
But now, the only thing that I think I may have mistapped is I should have switched the 2 princesses for Wario. That I think I will bite myself on the tongue for. 100%.
Yeah, I was about to say. I'm just confused as to why Mario is an S tier, because he seems like he's designed to be in the very middle of everything. He's not supposed to be good or bad, he's supposed to be inoffensive. And I'm curious why he's an S.
I can back that up.
Okay.
He is the face of the franchise. That's it.
Okay.
He deserves it. He worked hard for it, you know?
That's fair.
Nah, he's kind of carried through nepotism, but...
Huh?
He's kind of carried through nepotism, but go on.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair. I'll give you that. But how many games would you recognize if you saw that red hat? I mean,
None.
I guess it doesn't work because you're a nerd, but like...
Yeah.
But like, let me tell you something. When you show that red hat to somebody, there's one of 2 things that come to mind: McDonald's or Mario. That's it. So for that reason alone, he's got to be an S tier because not only has he carried the face of so many franchises, but also when he gets the little star, he's go. He's go.
He is he's goated with a star, even though that's only like 1% of the time.
Yeah, I like the flip. Oh, he does nice flips. You know, what can I say?
Mario is a little blessed on mistakes, I will admit.
He's goated, but at the same time, you know, it feels too easy. I think that's where a lot of people are hesitant. You know.
I'll give you that. I'll definitely give you. It was an easy choice for me. You're right. It is too easy putting him in S tier.
Yeah, so you got to be careful. But I think we're done talking politics here. This has been too much for me. This has been a little intense.
I'm like sweating.
I had a blast having you on the show, Cory. How can people connect with you outside the show to keep in touch with whatever you're doing?
Oh, I can plug myself?
Yes.
Let's go. All right. So we got a couple plugs here. We got I'm not gonna give out my Snapchat, but we got the Instagram. Let me pull up the Instagram real quick because I'm not sure what my username is. So bear with me for one moment, please. Okay, so it's Cory Friedman, CORY, no spaces, FRIEDMAN _. Make sure you hit that follow button. I'm a handsome individual. I post some quality stuff, even though I haven't posted in a while. I'm working on that. I got some cool things coming up. Don't worry about it. What else can I plug? I'm not going to plug my Facebook because I don't even know who uses Facebook.
You haven't used Twitch in a while, but do you want to do Twitch anyway?
Yeah, we can plug our little Twitch. I think it's still my gamer tag. Yeah, Twitch is my gamer tag.
Rock Intensities.
ROKINTE. Wait a second. Hold on here. I'm losing myself. Gotta spell it out for myself.
Uh-oh, the brand is dying.
Big brain. Gotta spell it out. ROKINTENSITYZ. And that is Rock Intensities. Give that a follow. It's free to follow. No commitment at all. You just click the little heart button. It shows that you love me, and I also love you for following me. And if you are feeling generous, not only should you subscribe to me first with your Twitch Prime sub, but if there is any leftover subs, you should probably throw this at Josh and EJ if they're active on Twitch as well.
Sure.
Right, exactly. That's how it should go, obviously. If you have Amazon Prime...
The best part about it is it's free. Yeah. It's free.
Yeah. It clearly goes to Cory, but if there happens to be one outlier, one person with extra sub, obviously, it might trickle down into us, right, EJ? That's how it works now?
Yeah, trickle down subs.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the only reason why is because I have to get to the next level. So the way Twitch pays you out is it's not like what you get. You have to get to certain levels of payment.
Don't you? Yeah, you at least need 50, right? You need 50.
100. You need to at least get to 100. And so right now I'm stuck between like the 3rd and 4th level of a payment. So hit the subscribe button.
Come on.
Help me out.
Help us out. We're struggling middle high class Jews. I mean, we need help. But yeah,
Strong, handsome Jews. It's what
Exactly.
it is. It's a hard life out
no,
here.
it's been a blast, man, and I appreciate you being on the 6th episode. It's been awesome.
Of course, thank you guys for having me. Good luck in the future. I highly expect to be watching all these videos until I'm at least 30 years old. That should be a no-brainer for you guys. Enjoy, keep pumping out the good content, and keep gaming. Don't stop.
All right, let's get it. Modality.
All right,
Peace.
guys.